Hi, I'm Angel with FleeceFun.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make this mitten pattern. It will keep your hands warm all winter long. For this project, you will need the following.
You will need 1/3 yard of fleece for the mittens and lining. However, in the example, I did use a different cloth for the lining. Thread, the assembled printed pattern that's available on FleeceFun.com, scissors, 1/4 inch elastic, approximately 8 to 12 inches.
Alright, once you have all those items, it's time to get started.
Find the instructions on how to assemble the pattern on FleeceFun.com's channel. When you go to cut out the mittens, make sure that the stretch of the fabric is going across the mitten. So it's going across your mitten pattern and not up and down. This will make it easier for the mitten to stretch as you're setting it on and off. Cut out the pattern pieces for the mitten. On folded fabric, cut out 2 of each pattern piece for the exterior. On folded fabric, cut out 2 of each pattern piece for the lining. In the example, I used soft cuttle fur for the lining. Note, this mitten has a lining, so it's like making 4 mittens. Also, please note, since you're cutting it out on folded fabric, you are making the mirror image of your mitten, so you'll have a left and a right.
Alright, it's time to start sewing.
Assemble the inside, the part that touches the palm, with the thumb. With right sides together, sew a seam using a 1/2 inch seam allowance from the bottom of the thumb all the way around to make it a complete half of the mitten. Repeat 3 more times on the exterior and the linings.
Alright, looking good. Now it's time to add the elastic.
For the elastic, I wrapped it around my wrist and pulled it to a comfortable tightness, so that's how I measured it, and you'll need to do the same on whoever you're making this for. And that's how I got my measurement. Cut 2 lengths, 1 for each wrist. Then cut each length in half, so you should have 4 pieces. I confess I did this step wrong, so it's going to be wrong here, but I'm going to explain to it so you do it right, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take the exterior pieces, there will be 4 total, using a zigzag stitch, sew the length of elastic in the indentation of the mitten where it curves in. You will need to stretch the elastic to fit the width of the mitten. This will cause the mitten to fit better. Note, we are only doing this on the exterior pieces, so only the exterior pieces, not the interior pieces. I did this step after I sewed the 2 halves together, and doing it before is actually a lot easier. So you want to do this before you sew them together.
Now it's time to add the front and the back of the mitten together.
Match up your mittens and pin the front to the back, so the part with the thumb to the flat part, the part that doesn't have a thumb. With right sides together, sew all the way around using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to tell you a little trick as you sew the front and the back of the mitten together. What you're going to do is you're going to sew all the way around the mitten until you get to the thumb, and the thumb's going to be facing down. And your seam, so you're going to finish off your seam there. Then you're going to flip the thumb back up. Then you're going to continue your seam again all the way down to the bottom of the mitten. This will make it so the thumb lays nicely, so the seam works perfectly and you don't get it caught wrong inside the seam. Repeat 3 more times with the other exterior and interior mitten linings.
Alright, now that you have the lining and the exterior, it's time to make them one.
Trim and snip the curves at the thumb so the mitten will lay nicely. With the exterior lining and the mitten inside out, pin the bottom sides together, making sure that there is a 1.5 to 2 inch gap for turning. Sew together using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, leaving the gap for turning. Note, make sure the thumbs are on the same side. In the example, you can see how they're both on the left. This is important. You don't want a left inside a right mitten.
All right, almost there, last step.
Turn the mitten right side out. Then stuff the lining back into the mitten exterior. Hand sew the turning gap shut. Trim your threads, and you're finished.
And you're finished. You have these nice warm mittens, because mittens are a lot more warmer because they keep your fingers together than gloves. And they're versatile. You can make pairs to go with different outfits if you want. If you like this pattern and tutorial, I have several others on my website, fleecefun.com, that I know you'll love. All my patterns and tutorials are free. You can also find Fleece Fun on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. Have a great day, and remember, velvet is pretentious, fleece is fun.